Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Agyanati Mirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshvara Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Stavaram Jangamam Vyaktam Yat Kinchit Sacharacharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Babaji Vyapiyat Sarvam Trilokyam Sacharacharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sarva Shruti Shiroratna Virajita Padam Bujaha Vedantam Buja Suryoya Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Chaitanya Shashvata Shanto Vyomatito Niranjanaha Bindunada Kalatita Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Jnana Shakti Samarudha Tattvamala Vibhushitaha Bhukti Mukti Pradata Cha Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Aneka Janma Samprapta Karma Bandha Vidahine Atma Jnana Pradhanena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shoshanam Bhava Sindhoscha Yapanam Sara Sampadaha Gurodpadodakam Samyak Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Na Guroradikam Tattvam Na Guroradikam Tapaha Tattvagyanat Param Nasti Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Manatah Shri Jagannatha Madguru Shri Jagadguru Mamatma Sarva Bhutatma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Guru Radhiranadishcha Guru Paramadevatam Guru Parataram Nasti Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidyadravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidyadravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidyadravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva
Vittala, Vittala, Hari Hari Vittala, 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 Satguru Vittala Swami Vishwananda Sadguru Vittala Swami Vishwananda Sadguru Vittala Swami Vishwananda Sadguru Vittala Swami Vishwananda Sadguru Vittala Swami Vishwananda Vishwananda, Swami Vishwananda, Swami Vishwananda, Swami Vishwananda, Swami Vishwananda, Swami Vishwananda, Shri Narayana Hari Narayana, Shri Narayana Hari Narayana, Shri Narayana Hari Narayana, Shri Narayana Hari Narayana. Sadguru Vittala Swami Vishwananda, Sadguru Vittala Swami Vishwananda, Sadguru Vittala Swami Vishwananda, Sadguru Vittala Swami Vishwananda, Shri Vittala Giridhari Parabrahmane Namaha, Shri Vittala Giridhari Parabrahmane Namaha, Shri Vittala Giridhari Parabrahmane Namaha, Shri Vittala Giridhari Parabrahmane Namaha. Vittala Vittala Hari Hari Vittala 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 Hari Hari Vittala. Sadguru Vittala Swami Vishwananda, 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 Shri Narayana Hari Narayana, Shri Narayana Hari Narayana, Shri Narayana Hari Narayana, Shri Narayana Hari Narayana. Sadguru Vittala Swami Vishwananda, Sadguru Vittala Swami Vishwananda, Sadguru Vittala Swami Vishwananda, Vittala Vittala Hari Hari Vittala.
Om Mahavatara Shishaya Namaha, Om Vishamaya Namaha, Om Devakarya Samudyataya Namaha, Om Sukshmatanave Namaha, Om Chinmayaya Namaha, Om Gurumurtaye Namaha, Om Sundaraya Namaha, Om Sulochanaya Namaha, Om Sumukhaya Namaha, Om Charuhasaya Namaha, Om Keshavaya Namaha, Om Padmambujaya Namaha, Om Mandagamanaya Namaha, Om Charumbaradharine Namaha, Om Ramaya Namaha, Om Madirastapakaya Namaha, Om Shirdipavarchakaya Namaha, Om Gayatri Ajvane Namaha, Om Arpanastikarakaya Namaha, Om Vishnu Pujakaya Namaha, Om Namo Narayane Mantropasakaya Namaha, Om Svaramayaya Namaha, Om Madhurakantaya Namaha, Om Krishna Samkirtana Lolopaya Namaha, Om Stotra Priyaya Namaha, Om Mitabashine Namaha, Om Vagmine Namaha, Om Chitrakala Visharadaya Namaha, Om Vratadharaya Namaha, Om Sadave Namaha, Om Jagat Pantaya Namaha, Om Sarvalokahitaya Namaha, Om Bhakta Priyaya Namaha, Om Surdaya Namaha, Om Anukulaya Namaha, Om Neyaya Namaha, Om Sudarshanaya Namaha, Om Bhaktavatsalaaya Namaha, Om Premamurtaye Namaha, Om Shubhekshanaya Namaha, Om Pritivardhanaya Namaha, Om Svastidayakaya Namaha, Om Tarakaya Namaha, Om Anugrahaya Namaha, Om Vardhanaya Namaha, Om Architaya Namaha, Om Arthaya Namaha, Om Siddhipradaya Namaha, Om Janardhanaya Namaha, Om Manoharaya Namaha, Om Mahakshaya Namaha, Om Siddheshwaraya Namaha, Om Vasmabhushitaya Namaha, Om Atmalingaya Namaha, Om Lingarchana Protsahakaya Namaha, Om Siddhi Sadanaya Namaha, Om Madhavaya Namaha, Om Omkaropasakaya Namaha, Om Sukshmaya Namaha, Om Vishokaya Namaha, Om Sattvikaya Namaha, Om Samadarshine Namaha, Om Dakshaya Namaha, Om Achintyaya Namaha, Om Nirhamkaraya Namaha, Om Nirmohaya Namaha, Om Avyagraya Namaha, Om Jitakrodaya Namaha, Om Vinayashilaya Namaha, Om Svavashaya Namaha, Om Kushalaya Namaha, Om Kshamaya Namaha, Om Satyadharmaya Namaha, Om Nirvikalpaya Namaha, Om Viraktaya Namaha, Om Atindraya Namaha, Om Satyasandaya Namaha, Om Pavitraya Namaha, Om Madhurasvabhavaya Namaha, Om Surandanaya Namaha, Om Nandanaya Namaha, Om Prasanatmane Namaha, Om Bhaktanidaye Namaha, Om Sakshaye Namaha, Om Samatmaye Namaha, Om Sadayogine Namaha, Om Haraye Namaha, Om Sutapaye Namaha, Om Somyaye Namaha, Om Guyaye Namaha, Om Vimuktatmaye Namaha, Om Gabhiraye Namaha, Om Guptaye Namaha, Om Atmaramaye Namaha, Om Srinivasaya Namaha, Om Devaye Namaha, Om Dyutidaraye Namaha, Om Danyaya Namaha, Om Gurave Namaha, Om Duratikramaye Namaha, Om Gahanaya Namaha, Om Bhagavate Namaha, Om Harisharanamagadharshakaya Namaha, Om Kutastha Jagartakaya Namaha, Om Abhiprayaya Namaha, Om Sarvamata Samathyaya Namaha, Om Kshamekata Bhavavardhakaya Namaha, Om Premavatara Sri Vishwananda Swamine Namaha.
Ato Deva Avantuno Yato Vishnu
Vichakrame
Pratirya Sapta Dhamabhihi Idam Vishnu Vichakrame Teha Nidade Padam Samo Dhamasya Pagum Sure Trini Pada Vichakrame Vishnu Gopa Ada Abhyaha Ato Dharmani Daryene Vishnu Karmani Pashyata Yato O Vritani Paspashe Indrasya Yujasaka Tad Vishno Paramam Padagum Sada Pashyanti Surayaha Divi Vachakshura Tatam Tad Vipraso Vipanyavo Jagruvagum Sasamindate Vishno Yat Paramam Param. Premavattaraya Vidmahe Satgurudevaya Dhimahi Tanno Vishwananda Prachodayate. Om Premavattaraya Vidmahe Satgurudevaya Dhimahi Tanno Vishwananda Prachodayate. Om Premavattaraya Vidmahe Satgurudevaya Dhimahi Tanno Vishwananda Prachodayate. Om Vakatunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakayeshu Sarvada Sarvakayeshu Sarvada. Om Bhurvasvaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhurvasvaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhurvasvaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Shri Krishna Vishnu Madhusudana Keitavare Narayana Chutati Vikrama Chakrapane Daityadi Sajadara Shirara Vasudeva Gopala Krishna Haraye Tava Suprabhatram Shri Rukmini Shabhavanasha Hare Murare Radesha Gopisha Surupa Pramari Vantya Shri Dvarakashaya Vaikuntha Pate Bhuvane Kamote Gopala Deva Haraye Tava Suprabhatram Vinakdite Kamatarupa Vaharamote Tre Vikramaya Guhuni Bruhurama Rama Shri Rama Krishna Yadunandana Kalki Rupa Gopala Krishna Haraye Tava Suprabhatram Govinda Madhava Mukunda Paratparisha Damodarakshararananda Kararishuri Gopa Gopichana Sambritarina Bando Gopi Chana Priyare Tava Suprabhatram Chirapti Shahim Bhutagati Patal Pashahim Sat Bhakta Ritsarana Shahim Ramanga Shahim Shri Gopabhamma Mritutalpa Sugati Shahim Gopa Vallabha Hare Tava Suprabhatram Shri Kashyapatri Sukhanara Ragotamadi Ramashi Sangamani Sangavavaratesho Tishtanti Deva Tava Darshana Bhakya Heto Gopala Shekha Haraye Tava Suprabhatram Mandara Chari Tulasidara Malikatyahe Malyani Anjali Pute Samuraharanti Tishtanti Dvatpavatadara Tare Munintraha Radha Manohara Hare Tava Suprabhatram Vedatrayam Patati Gotama Kana Guyaha Gayanti Satgunagano Varadasavakram Sankirtayanti Tavanamakadavashesha Shinararadi Rishaya Tava Suprabhatam Govadanodanana Gopakishora Gopam Gopichanamrita Suvesha Bhavati Potam Trilokya Mohana Sumangala Divya Deham Shri Rukminisha Varada Tava Suprabhatam Shri Vatsa Chinna Sharanagara Parichatam Bhaktati Bhakjaniti Bhakaradina Bandhu Dityanti Gayati Chanabriya Divya Rupam Shri Nanda Gopatanaya Tava Suprabhatam Padmaksha Padma Mukha Padmarara Prameya Padmalayasya Lita Padma Nivasa Shuri Padmo Bhavati Suraserira Pada Padmam Padmati Nakta Haraye Tava Suprabhatram Vindata Devi Hananaya Mahendra Vantyam Kandarpadalpa Haratinya Sudesha Rupam Chandrananaya Sida Chandana Nirnareha Govinda Yaravahare Tava Suprabhatam Shri Nanda Nandana Yashoda Kumara Dira Mayangadina Ravichona Supushpahara Nilambuda Susharira Ramavihara Gopala Deva Haraye Tava Suprabhatram Shri Vaichitan Bhavati Satya Sukanti Bhatram Shri Mitra Vinda Divasa Prabhu Kutya Katyahe Tishtanti Divya Bhavane Tava Sevanatam Gopi Manapriya Hare Tava Suprabhatram Shri Krishna Akshutananda Mukunda Shori Radha Manohara Jadadana Chakrapane Namani Divya Muneyuna Vishambaranti Brahmi Muhurta Yamaye Tava Suprabhatram Shri Krishna Suprabhatam Ye Patanti Ahanisham Buhidritan Mahapapam Shri Krishna Graha Hetu Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchitananda Vigraha Anari Hari Govinda Salva Karana Karanam Govinda Mari Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govinda Mari Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Chintamani Prakara Sakma Sukalpa Viksha Lakshaditeshu Surabhiya Vipalayantam Lakshmi Sahasra Shata Sambrama Sevyamanam Govinda Mari Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govinda Mari Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Venum Kvanantam Aravinda Dalaya Taksham Varhalvatam Samasitam Muda Sungarangam Gandalpakoti Kamanisha Vishesha Shopam Govinda Mari Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govinda Mari Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Alola Chantra Kala Sattvala Malya Vanshi Ratnangadam Pranaya Keli Kala Vilasam Shyamam Tribangala-litam Niyata Prakasham Govinda Mari Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govinda Mari Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Angani yasya sakalendriya vrittimanti Pashyanti pranti karayanti chidam jaganti Ananda chinmaya sadujvala vigrahasya Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Advaitam achyutam anadim anantarupam Adyam purana purusham navayovanam cha Vedeshu dulamamadulamanaatma bhakto Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Pantastu koti sharavatsya rasam pragamyo Vayo atapi manaso muni pungavanam Sopyasti yatra patasimna vichatya tatre Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Ekyo prashurna chahijum jagananta koti Yakshakti asti jagananta chayaranantaha Anantarasta paramanu chayantarastam Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Yat bhava bhavitaditadiyo mandakarve Sambrapya rupamani masarayana bushaha Shrukte yameva nigama pratite stuvanti Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Ananda chinmaya rasa pratita vitavis Tabiya eva nicharupataya karabihi Goloka eva nipasir katilatma bhutto Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Premanjana churita bhakti vilochanena Santa sadeva ritayeshu vilokayanti Yam shama sundaram achintya gunasvarupam Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Ramadi murti shukalani amena tishtam Naravatara makarotu vaneshu kintu Krishna swayam savavat paramantu manyo Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Yasya prabha prabhavato jagananta koti Koti shvashesha vasudhare niputi vinam Tad brahma nishkalam anantam ashesha bhutam Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Maya hi yasya jagananta shatani sute Trigunya tat vishaya veda vitaya mana Sattva valambi para sattva vishruta sattva Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Ananda chinmaya rasatmataya manasu Ya praninam pratipalam smaratam upitya Lila litena bhuvanani jagatya jasam Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Golokanam nichadam nitale chatasya Devi mahesha haridama suteshu teshu Tete prabhava nichaya vihataschayena Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Shishtishti pralaya sarana shakyeka Chayeva yasya bhuvanani vibhati durga Ichana rupamapi yasya chateshta tesha Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Shiram yatara didikara vishesha yoga Sanjayate nahi tatha prakadasti heto Yasham bhutam api tatha samuperakaya Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Dipachya eva hita shantanamapyupetya Dipayate vrvita hetu samana dharma Yastattvegeva hisha vishnu taya vibhati Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Yakana nama vachale bhajati sma yoga Nidramananta jagananta saroma kupaha Adara shakti mavalamya parasma murtim Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Yasyeka nishvasati kalamatavarambya Jivanti Roma vilaja jaganantanataha Vishnu mahansa hiyasya kala vishesho Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Asvanyatashma sakaleshu niteshu tesha Sriyam kiyat prakataya apitatvatra Brahmaya esha jagananta vidana karta Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Yatpada pallava yugam vinadaya kumbha Vande pranama samaye sagidana rakshaha Vignam vihantu maramasya jagatrayasya Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Agni mahi gaganamambu maruti shashcha Kalasthadatma manasiti gajatrayani Yasmat bhavanti vibhavanti vishanti amcha Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Yakchakshu esha savita sakala grahanam Raja samasta suramurti yashesha tejaha Yasyakya brahmati sambrita kala chakro Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Dharmota papa nichaya shudratascha pansti Brahmadikita padagavadagascha jivaha Yadatra matra vibhava prakata prabhava Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Yatvindra gopamaravendra mahosvakarma Bandana rupa paravacha manatanoti Karmani hita hita kintu cha bhakti vajam Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Yam grotha kama sahaja pranayadi viti Vatsalya moha guru govara sevya bhavahe Sanchindya tasya sadashim tanu apuete Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadiradi Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami.
Om Agnarantimirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmiritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Good morning, everybody. So the verse I've taken is from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, Chapter 9, Verse 4. Dvaiva chintaya makto paramananda apolato yo vikyabdo jato palo yogina bhya param gataha. Which means, in this world, two types of people are free from all anxiety and merged in great happiness. One who was retarded and a childish fool, and one who has approached the Supreme Lord, who is beyond the three modes of material nature. So just to give you some context about this verse here, it's the part of the Srimad Bhagavatam where Lord Krishna is talking to Uddhava, one of his closest associates and friends. And he's telling the story of how one Brahmana, Avaduta, is having a conversation with King Yadu. And he's reciting the story of how the Avaduta is telling the story of how he has learnt from his nine gurus in his life. And Avadutas they're normally wandering saints. They have already attained the knowledge of the self. They have become enlightened. They have become free from this material, let's say, realm. And they're wandering around. And as they travel, they learn from nature. They learn from many things that they observe in life. So this Brahmana is sharing his wisdom with Yadu Maharaj. And he's saying about that there's two types of people that are free from anxiety. So he said the retarded fool is the first. And secondly, he says the devotee of the Lord who is risen above the gunas, a gunatita. So firstly, a retard is someone who has intellectual disabilities, unable to comprehend the nature of life, to understand life on a basic intellectual level. And therefore, due to this, they're not attached in their minds in the same way that most normal people live their lives. They don't have expectations. And so as a result of this, they are, let's say, free. But that's not necessarily a good thing. The second one, the Gunatita, has transcended already this material realm. They are not trapped in the identification that they have a body and a mind, and that's who they are. But their perception of reality is completely different. They perceive the presence of the Lord inside of themselves. They perceive their own soul. And therefore, they're not trapped in what happens on a day-to-day basis, whether they're sick, whether things go their way or don't go their way, whether they lose things in life. They see the presence of God in everything. But for those devotees, let's say, that are still on the spiritual path, that are working towards that, we can still be fooled. We can still have, let's say, the wool pulled over our eyes. We're still trapped within this, let's say, body and the mind, still identified to it so much that we can have our up days and our down days. We can be made to look like fools. And sometimes we act foolish. Sometimes we are made to look like fools. And there are certain evil people in this world who may encourage such behavior. I'm talking specifically about myself now and Swami Guru. So we're both evil for a reason, and I'm sure Swami Guru is okay with calling him evil, because an opportunity represents itself once a year. Every year on the 1st of April, we call it April Fool's Day. Sometimes we have a tradition between myself and Swami Guru, and we decide to enact a few April Fool's jokes onto the residents. And many of the residents, due to us wearing orange and normally trying to be righteous and truthful, sometimes the desire may pull us just to enjoy the opportunity once a year. So I'm going to share a few experiences, a few April Fool's jokes that we've conducted in the previous years. Many years ago, Guruji was complaining about the residents not being present enough and being really there during the community prayers. So they would come in a sit, and sometimes in the wintertime it's dark, it's cold, and all you want to do is just hibernate. You just want to sleep. So the morning prayers is taking place, and instead of the residents sitting there and clapping their hands and being really into the prayer, they would just be sitting there meditating or falling off to sleep. So Guruji was saying, you have to be more into the prayer. You have to clap, you have to sing, you have to be really present when the community prayers are taking place. So having heard that from Guruji recently, on the day of 1st of April, me and Swami Guru decided to launch an April Fool's joke. And we sent out a message to all the residents on Telegram informing them that Guruji wasn't so happy with the attendance, so there would be a clapping workshop. And this clapping workshop would be conducted, and there would be different types of clapping styles introduced, It's like the importance of clapping, how to clap with a beat, which actually is needed sometimes. And this workshop would be paid. So some of the residents actually came and they said, "Well, we agreed to doing a clapping workshop, but I don't think we should. I don't think we should have to pay for this." I said, "Did Guruji really say this?" Yes. We had Spanish clapping introduced into this workshop, and also for the very advanced one-hand clapping. So quite a few of the residents really fell for it, but they objected to paying for such a workshop. Another April Fool's joke, Guruji had just mentioned some weeks before, that maybe the residents might have to share rooms. Because in those days, years ago, we had a lot less people here living in the ashram. And most of the residents had they had their own room. So the thought of having to share a room, like, oh no, like I don't have my own space anymore. And it's not easy. So it was the day before April 1st, and me and Guru were thinking, what can we do? So we had a cunning plan, and we called Ratna Manjari into my office. And we said, "Ratna, please make a list of all the people who don't like one another." Okay, now we're going to write out a message to all the residents that they have to share a room, and we're going to put the list on the Telegram group for the residents. And each of the residents that has a problem with the other one, we'll put them together in a room. So after sending out that message about 11 o'clock, about literally 3 minutes later, there was a knock on my office door. And the first person comes in, and she says, Is it true? Is it, did Guruji say that we have to share rooms? And I was like, yes, this is what Guruji said. And she goes, oh no, are you sure? Did Guruji really say this? Because I find it really difficult with this person. And we said, yeah, well, what Guruji said, we have to follow, She went, okay, well, if Guruji said it, then okay. And then she leaves the office. 5 minutes later, a knock on the door. Next resident comes in. What is this? We have to share a room? I said, yes, and this is what Guruji said, And she said, I can't share with this person. This person is so difficult. If I have to share with this person, I'll leave the ashram. I said, well, what can I do, She storms out of the office. So the next day, this rumor is going round the ashram, like everybody has to share a room, and, the configuration of people sharing rooms is obviously quite an emotional challenge all of a sudden. And people keep coming up to Swami Guru and me, and we're playing it very straight-faced, you know. And we thought, okay, we need to break the ice a little bit and reveal that it's not true. So we decided to send out a couple of videos explaining about this situation. And the first video that we sent out to help them understand that this is an April Fool's joke, we sent out a video about the spaghetti trees of Ticino. Now, this video was produced by the BBC, so it's from England, and it was an April Fool's joke about how in Ticino, in the lush valleys of the Swiss, you know, like mountains, they have spaghetti trees, and every year spaghetti is growing from these trees. In the 1960s, because in England it's the weather's quite like this, it's quite, you know, dull, drab, cold, and we don't really get a very good spaghetti harvest in England. You know, the trees are not really growing the spaghetti very well. But obviously in much warmer climates like the southern parts of Switzerland, the northern parts of Italy, where it's nice and warm, the spaghetti harvests are very good. So we sent out this video about the spaghetti trees of Ticino, and some of the residents were like, what? What has this got to do with room sharing? This is very confusing. The second video was about flying penguins. Have you seen flying penguins? Sure, yeah. Again, another BBC production. English people like to enjoy April Fool's jokes. And again, a few of the residents were like, what is going on? This doesn't make any sense of the of the room sharing situation. But a lot of them got it. They was like, okay, they're just having a laugh. It's just a prank. Another year, Easter had just finished. And there were some reporters coming to Sri Pittanalaya to do an interview with Guruji. Now, we just sat down at the table after the last Easter celebration, and Guruji was sitting there. There was a lot of the Swamis sitting there, and one of the residents, we played this April Fool's joke on. Now, one of the guys, his name is Peter Denk, he writes a magazine, and in there's a lot of different information about different stuff. And he wrote some information about aliens visiting Sri Pittanalaya. So what happened was these interviewers that were coming from a magazine or a newspaper, they weren't actually coming in relation to this article at all. They were just coming to do an interview with Guruji, you know, to talk about bhakti and his path and being a spiritual master. But when this resident came and sat down, we told her that actually these interviewers were coming to interview Guruji about the aliens. So she began to get very disturbed. And on one side, there was Swami Madhava sitting next to her, and I was sitting opposite. So we just started eating our meal. And she was looking at me, and she said, I don't agree with this. This is not right. You know, this is, you know, Sri Pittanalaya is not the place to be known for aliens and UFOs. And the reporter should not come here to do interviews about aliens. This is not the right kind of message that we want to put out. And I was saying, yes. And I was trying so hard not to laugh, I had to shove a potato in my mouth. And I just looked down. But Swami Madhava, he's like a great poker player. His face was so straight. And he just looked at the person and he said, well, I mean, what can we do about this? Guruji's already agreed to the interview. And she was complaining, was eating her lunch. And he said, but did you book a room? What? She said, yeah. Well, Swami Madhava said, yeah, did he book a room? Like, they're coming today and they're going to give the interview with Guruji. So, well, did you book him a room? And she's like, oh no, I didn't think about that. So she gets up and she runs off. During that time, while she's run off to find an interview room, I tell Guruji, like, Guruji, just play along, okay? There's some reporters that are coming today that you know about, but they're not coming to interview about spirituality. They're coming to interview about the UFOs, the aliens. And he burst out laughing. He was laughing so hard. And we was all in on the joke. And so literally 5 minutes later, the person comes back and puts their hands on the hips. Ha ha, very funny. They figured it out. The fourth story, and actually Radhika just reminded me, 1 year, I didn't have this on the list because we've done so many, I forget which ones we've done. We sent out a message to all the residents, and we wrote that there needs to be certain changes in the ashram, and as a result of this, we've decided that, and Guruji's also said that everybody needs to change their seva. And we're going to have to all change different seva departments. So you can imagine the stress. Like perhaps somebody in the kitchen's now got to be a musician, and they haven't ever sung before. And everybody's getting stressed. Now I have to go and work in construction. I've never worked in construction in my life. I'm going to have to pick up a hammer and work a screwdriver. And all the residents were getting stressed out that their seva was going to change around. The last one is this. This actually when Swami Kuru got me really well. So we had I think it was a Tuesday, the 1st of April, and on the Monday we'd just finished our educational class. And in that educational class, we've been talking about reincarnation and how this is a very prominent part of Hinduism, this belief. And it's not present in all other religions, let's say. So we were sitting down having lunch, Tuesday lunchtime, and Swami Kuru passes me the phone and he said, "Have you seen this?" So I pick up the phone and I'm looking down, it's like the BBC. So I'm scrolling down and it's saying how, strangely enough, the Vatican have just released the information to inform that they have admitted to the fact that reincarnation exists. And I was like, what? The Pope has said that reincarnation exists? I was like, that's incredible. At last. And I started sharing the phone around on the table. And I said, this is amazing. Like just yesterday we were talking about reincarnation and how it's not present in some of the world's religions. And now in Christianity, the Pope's finally admitting to it. I said, Kuru, isn't that amazing? And he was like hovering himself. He was beginning to shake. And he was going red, and I could see his eyes beginning to water. And I said, Kuru, Kuru, Kuru. And he burst out laughing, and I was like, oh, man. And he said, April Fools. I was like, oh, dear. So just to kind of like wrap this up a little bit, we can all be made fools, often. We don't really know what is real, truly in this reality, and what isn't. Our senses are always being deluded. Our minds are being deluded. We're always being attached to momentary things and not having that capacity to see the eternal. Until our mind and our senses have really been stilled, until we've had that capacity to truly perceive the Lord residing in our hearts and in the hearts of all beings, we'll be caught by momentary situations. We'll get caught. We'll be played for fools. So the important message is here is we can all be fools at any times, and sometimes Guruji loves to play jokes on us too. But we have to put in all of our efforts, our work, to still the mind, to perceive the truth of who we truly are. And if we haven't attained that, then we should keep going, keep trying, keep putting that effort in. And remember, beware of the 1st of April 2024. Jai Gurudev.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Pralada lada hadayine. Pralada lada hadayine. Raksha Shila Tankana Kalaye
Shila Tankana Kalaye
Shila Tankana Kalaye
Shila Tankana Kalaye
Tona Simho para Tona Simho
Simho Bharato Nasimho
Tona Simho para Tona Simho
Nasimho Bharato Nasimho
Yato Yato Yamita Tona Simho
Yato Yato Yamita Nasimho
Yato Yato Yamita Tona Simho
Yato Yato Yamita Nasimho
Ahen Nasimho Hridayen Nasimho
Bahir Narasimho Hridaye Narasimho
Ahen Nasimho Hridayen Nasimho
Narasimho Hridaye Narasimho
Nasimha Madim Sharanam Prapade
Narasimha Adim Sharanam Prapadye
Narsimha Madim Sharanam Prapade
Narasimha Adim Sharanam Prapadye
Tavakara Kamalavare Nakama Bhutashinga Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubinga Deshavadita Narahari Rupa Jagadisha Hare Jayo Jagadisha Hare Jayo Jagadisha Hare Tavakara Kamalavare Nakara Bhutashinga Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubinga Deshavadita Narahari Rupa Jagadisha Hare Jayo Jagadisha Hare Jayo Jagadisha Hare O Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jayo Jagadisha Hare Jayo Jagadisha Hare O Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jayo Jagadisha Hare Jayo Jagadisha Hare Jayo Nashingadev 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 Jayo Nashingadev 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 Jayo Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Bhakta Sarupa Jayo Prahlad Maharaj Jayo Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Gurudev Gurudev Sri Vishwananda Gurudev 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 Maharaj Ki.
Hey Amba, Hey Amba, Hey Amba Bol Ishvara Sata Chitta Ananda Bol. Hey Amba, Hey Amba, Hey Amba Bol Ishvara Sata Chitta Ananda Bol. Hey Amba, Hey Amba, Hey Amba Bol Ishvara Sata Chitta Ananda Bol. Hey Amba, Hey Amba, Hey Amba Bol Ishvara Sata Chitta Ananda Bol. Shri Samba Sada Shiva Samba Sada Shiva Samba Sada Shiva Bol Palaka Preraka Satapati Bol. Samba Sada Shiva Samba Sada Shiva Samba Sada Shiva Bol Palaka Preraka Satapati Bol. Shri Samba Sada Shiva Samba Sada Shiva Samba Sada Shiva Bol Palaka Preraka Satapati Bol. Samba Sada Shiva Samba Sada Shiva Samba Sada Shiva Bol Palaka Preraka Satapati Bol. Hey Amba, Hey Amba, Hey Amba Bol Ishvara Sata Chitta Ananda Bol. Hey Amba, Hey Amba, Hey Amba Bol Ishvara Sata Chitta Ananda Bol. Hey Amba, Hey Amba, Hey Amba Bol Ishvara Sata Chitta Ananda Bol. Hey Amba, Hey Amba, Hey Amba Bol Ishvara Sata Chitta Ananda Bol. Hey Amba, Hey Amba, Hey Amba Bol Ishvara Sata Chitta Ananda Bol. Hey Amba, Hey Amba, Hey Amba Bol Ishvara Sata Chitta Ananda Bol. Shri Samba Sada Shiva Samba Sada Shiva Samba Sada Shiva Bol Palaka Preraka Satapati Bol. Samba Sada Shiva Samba Sada Shiva Samba Sada Shiva Bol Palaka Preraka Satapati Bol. Shri Samba Sada Shiva Samba Sada Shiva Samba Sada Shiva Bol Palaka Preraka Satapati Bol. Samba Sada Shiva Samba Sada Shiva Samba Sada Shiva Bol Palaka Preraka Satapati Bol. Amba Amba Jaya Jagadamba Akhilandeshwari Jaya Jagadamba. Amba Amba Jaya Jagadamba Akhilandeshwari Anandeshwari Jaya Jagadamba.
Amba, Amba, Jaya Jagadamba. Akhilandeshwari Jaya Jagadamba.
Hey Amba, hey Amba, hey Amba bol. Ishvara Sata Chita Ananda bol.
Hey Amba, hey Amba, hey Amba bol. Ishvara Satachita Ananda bol.
Hey Amba, hey Amba, hey Amba bol. Ishvara Sata Chita Ananda bol.
Hey Amba, hey Amba, hey Amba bol. Ishvara Satachita Ananda bol.
Shri Samba Sada Shiva Samba Sada Shiva Samba Sada Shiva bol. Palaka Preraka Satapati bol.
Shiva Samba Sada Shiva Samba Sada Shiva bol.
Hey Amba, hey Amba, hey Amba bol. Ishvara Sata Chitta Ananda bol.
Ramanuja, Ramanuja, Mangala, Mangala me. Yatiraja, Ramanuja, Mangala, Mangala me. Ramanuja, Ramanuja, Mangala, Mangala me. Yatiraja, Ramanuja, Mangala, Mangala me. Yatindraya Karunakaraya Mangala Mangala me. Yatindraya Karunakaraya Mangala Mangala me. Rapatidame Karataya Mangala Mangala me. Rapatidame Karataya Mangala Mangala me. Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala me. Yatiraja Ramanuja Ramaga Mangala me. Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala me. Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala me. Saligrama Pratishtitaya Mangala Mangala me. Saligrama Pratishtitaya Mangala Mangala me. Didandadari Nigora Krajaya Mangala Mangala me. Didandadari Nigora Krajaya Mangala Mangala me. Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala me. Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala me. Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala me. Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala me. Rangesa Kenkarataya Mangala Mangala me. Rangesa Kenkarataya Mangala Mangala me. Mananataya Darinidaya Mangala Mangala me. Mananataya Darinidaya Mangala Mangala me. Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala me. Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala me. Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala me. Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala me. Mangala Mangala me. Om Jai Jagadisha Hare. Swami Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Bhakta Janom He Sankata Dasa Janom He Sankata Karamedura Kare. Om Jai Jagadisha Hare. Jodhave Palapave Dukha Vinase Manaka Swami Dukha Vinase Manaka Sukha Sampatigara Ave, Sukha Sampatigara Ave, Kashta Bite Tanaka. Om Jai Jagadisha Hare, Mata Pita Tumamele, Charanaga Humne Kisaki, Swami Charanaga Humne Kisaki, Tumabina Aura Naducha, Tumabina Aura Naducha, Asakarume Chisaki. Om Jai Jagadisha Hare, Tuma Puranana Paramata, Tuma Antarayami, Swami Tuma Antarayami, Para Brahma Parameshvara, Para Brahma Parameshvara, Tuma Sapati Swami. Om Jai Jagadisha Hare, Tuma Karuna Ke Sagara, Tuma Palana Karata, Swami Tuma Palana Karata, Mense Vaka Tuma Swami, Mense Vaka Tuma Swami, Kripa Karo Bharata. Om Jaya Jagadisha Hare, Tuma Oika Gochara Sabake Pranapati, Swami Sabake Pranapati, Kisavidi Milom Dayamaya, Kisavidi Milom Dipamaya, Tuma Gome Kumati. Om Jaya Jagadisha Hare, Dina Bandhu Tukaharata, Tumarakshaka Mere, Swami Tumarakshaka Mere, Karuna Hata Badao, Karuna Hata Badao, Charana Padajire. Om Jaya Jagadisha Hare, Vishayami Karo Mitao, Paparo Deva, Swami Paparo Deva, Shraddha Bhakti Badao, Shraddha Prema Badao, Santana Ki Seva. Om Jaya Jagadisha Hare, Kana Mana Dana Sabahe Tehera, Swami Sabakucha Tehera, Swami Sabakucha Tehera, Tehera Tuchako Atmana, Tehera Tuchako Atmana, Yara Ge Mehera. Om Jai Jagadisha Hare, Om Jai Jagadisha Hare, Swami Jai Jagadisha Hare, Bhakta Chanom Ke Sankata, Jasta Chanom Ke Sankata, Chana Medura Kare. Om Jai Jagadisha Hare, Manachakere Rakochi, Kirari Lala Chakere Rakochi, Kirari Lala Chakere Rakochi, Kirari Lala Chakere Rakochi, Chakere Rako, Chakere Rako, Chakere Rakochi, Chakere Rako, Chakere Rako, Chakere Rakochi, Manem Chakere Rakochi, Kirari Lala Chakere Rakochi, Kirari Lala Chakere Rakochi, Kirari Lala Chakere Rakochi, Govinda Mane Chakere Rakochi, Kirari Lala Chakere Rakochi, Kirari Lala Chakere Rakochi. Tvameva Mata Chapita Tvameva, Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva, Tvameva Vidya Travinam Tvameva, Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva, Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Govinda Asatoma Satgamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityoma Mritangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om